Yo. What's up, y'all? I am back for a True Blood review, and this is True Blood 56. I'm sure of it this time that this is True Blood 56 because I had all my numbers messed up. But this is definitely starting to annoy me. But didn't I tell y'all, bitch? Didn't I tell you? Didn't I tell you it was Salome all along? Didn't I tell you? Alright. So I'm just annoyed. I'm annoyed with the storyline. Don't get me wrong. Shit is mad entertaining, but I'm kind of getting really annoyed with the outrageous fucking plots. Like, can we have something that's a little low key, something that's a little regular, something that's not so, oh my God, what the fuck are we doing right now? That's how I felt about this entire episode. I was entertained. Y'all know I am a True Blood fan since the beginning, have read all the books and everything. So y'all know I'm behind these motherfuckers all the way. But they lost me with this one. So the episode starts off where the last one left off. And there was actually some kind of speculation as to whether Roman was dead. Stop that shit. He's dead. He's definitely dead. Older vampires don't explode in blood like younger ones do. They tend to like ash away. Ash away. What y'all think about this pink lipstick? I mean, I don't know. I don't really like it. I think it's too light for my skin tone. But I wanted to try it, and y'all tell me what y'all think. Sidetrack, sorry. So, we get back to it, and we've seen that Russell Edgington has stabbed Roman with a stake. Everybody standing there like they couldn't do shit. And everybody that was talking to me was like, so why couldn't any of the other authority members stop Russell before he stabbed oh boy? Like, if he could stop long enough to say something, one of them motherfuckers should have tried to kill him. Especially that dude that supposedly been on the council for so long and all of this shit. So, basically, what happens is these lights start going off, and Russell beats the fuck out of Eric in the dark. And Salome's crying blood but screaming, don't kill Russell. Like, to me, what the fuck are you talking about? And that's when I knew I was right. That's when I knew that my speculations, and pisses me off that Roman's old ass couldn't see it. But then again, Roman just so happens to be blinded by the pussy. So he's not paying attention to the fact that this bitch is very suspect and it's always trying to get him to bend in his beliefs. And instead of being 100% behind him, and he's thinking that this is just her being her, when it actually is her being a sanguinista trying to make you see the other side of things. And that's how, you know, she must have gotten Nora and gotten, you know, some other authority members involved. Because it wasn't, you know, that little boy, he was probably involved, but he was probably involved just like Nora and Salome were. And they knew, you know, about, you know, each other, of course. So I was just blown by that, you know, that whole realization that, you know, y'all were really trying to let Russell free. Like, seriously? Seriously? I don't give a fuck if you know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't understand why they would let him go free. For any vampire, to me, because I felt like he will kill you too. Why not kill this motherfucker just to have the threat out of the way? But because he somehow, you know, came reborn through Salome going and digging his ass up out of a fucking parking garage, he's all changed his mind about eating everybody. So he says. Well, actually about Lilith. So, when the lights come back on, Corina is talking about why didn't it work? So, we know that it probably wasn't Corina. I hope she has a more kick-ass role because I really like her. And I like to see her in more things. Like, I haven't seen her since Veronica Mars. Why? Why? I don't know. But, so the lights come back on and Eric has been hung from a fucking column, and Russell is standing there like, I'm older than you, bitch. And it's just like, wow. When you came in the air, when everybody can be annoyed with Sookie if they fucking want to, But I think her in these like last few episodes have been kind of hilarious. I love the fact that she don't give a fuck at this point. I actually like that about her. I want something else to happen with her character, but I feel like we going on an emotional roller coaster and it's like to no avail. Like there's never anything that's sticking in the ground for Suki. And even though it's like that in the books, there's still something likable about her sense of self-preservation. Like she really is cool with just being by herself. In a book, all she wants to do is lay in the sun and chill and make sure her house is clean. Like, and it's a soothing thing. I don't know why, but I mean that's just because that's how the books are. But it's something about her personality that you like more in the books than you do on television. She's a little bit more self-righteous on the television show than she is in a book. But I always tell y'all that. Whatever. So she's laying down. We're in fairy strip club land. And they're testing her luminescence to see if she's to full power or she's losing her powers. Which we didn't know Suki could lose her powers. Why would they tell her that shit? They know Suki don't even be no fucking Fae. They know she don't be Fae. That's what they call the fairies. Fae. Fae. So Claude looks worried. Claude, he says, the girl's like, I'm going to send my luminescence through her body, and if it goes through unhindered, then she's okay. So when the light went through her, and Claude was at her head, and he received it, and he looked kind of like, awkward, and Jason was like, what's wrong with her? He's like, wake her up. So they wake Suki up, and he's like, you're depleting, Suki. She's like, fuck you, I'm depleting. And he's like, no, really, you're going to lose your powers. And, basically telling her that you have to stay away from the vampires. You have to reserve your power. If you need help, if you want to know anything, you know where we are. And she was like, all right, let's go, Jason. Like, she just kind of wasn't really trying to hear what they were trying to say. But it surprised her to find out that she could possibly, like, basically keep doing this and run out of her powers. And I'm like, why, Suki? Like, the reason why I say why, yeah, that's cool and everything that you want to be human, but all the vampires already know that you're a fairy now. So even if you did lose your powers, they won't believe you and they'll still try to suck your blood and then you won't have anything to fucking defend yourself with, dumbass. Where were you looking when he reached for his gun? Last episode, Sam shot the fuck out of that fat ass dude that killed his shifter friends that works in that shop that sells all that kill your soups, gear. So, last time him and Andy went to basically fill the place out and he smelled that the dude was about to go into survival mode, right? So Sam took the crossbow and shot the motherfucker in the chest just as he was about to pull out his gun and shoot Andy. Right. So he saved Andy's life. So now Kevin, which is the little goofy ass dude, goofy ass cop, is asking him about where he was looking when the suspect pulled out his gun or whatever, the deceased. And he was like, I was looking away from him, obviously. Andy's kind of getting annoyed. And I think this is funny because Andy now feels what it's like to be on the other side of that situation. He's always has been throwing his weight around with being the sheriff or being a police officer. To see him on the other side of that is very funny to me. Jesus, tits on Christ, this has got to be the worst night of my life. So Sam is in the back with Kenya sniffing up a fucking storm. And Kenya's standing there with her black girl attitude. What the hell is going on? And he smells a box. You done? Okay. So Sam smells a box and Kenya goes up to get the box and then he starts squirming around on the ground and shit. And I'm like, what is going on, Samerlot? What is going on? Yeah, he's doing like you do on my carpet. So they find in the box all those Obama masks that those vigilantes have been wearing. And that's what happened. So then we get to the vigilantes. And fucking stupid ass, ridiculous Hoyt is on his period and has decided to join this group of fucking misfits. Did I mention that one of the dudes is black? And they're just going on and on about how unfair it is for vampires to have an advantage and all the other soups. So they should be able to, they should be able to go out and kill him just to, basically equal off everything. And they're just basically talking bullshit. They're a bunch of fucking idiots. And it's apparent that somebody else is telling them who to go shoot. And they just going to go fucking shoot people. And I just really can't believe there's a black dude in this. It's kind of like, really, dude? Really? But that's funny. That's true blood for that ass. And Hoyt is sitting here talking about he feels, I've never felt more loved than I do in this room right now. Nigga, really? Is this where you feel love? With a bunch of hating ass motherfuckers that are talking about the fact that they're hating people, that are cool with the fact that they're hating people? Hate, 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 hate. Some of y'all know about that, don't you? Hate, 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 hate. And I'm just annoyed with Hoyt. And I'm also annoyed that Hoyt still has that fucking eyeliner on that he had on the previous date. So whatever. And then they ask him, did he still love Jessica? And he's like, no. Really, Hoyt? Really? Really? So if you had the opportunity to stake Jessica, would you stake Jessica? I think not. But you're going to go on and join these stupid motherfuckers because you have no purpose in your life now that your girlfriend has left you. And if she wasn't a vampire and she was another bitch that left you, I wonder would you have tried to kill her too? Like, you're fucking insane at this point. Your mom really did a number on you. Mommy issues. Mommy issues. So, it's olive branch time. And Bill and Eric are trying to figure out who set them up. And they come to the conclusion that it was probably Nora, like Bill thought from the fucking beginning. Ooh, smart, smart Bill, but not so smart, are we? Let's move on. So Salome meets up with Eric and Bill, and she basically pulls Russell Edgerton out of a fucking closet like a jack in the hat and tells them that we're all going to be friends now and that we believe in Lilith. And then Nora comes out and then Eric's like, stir! He fucking hates her right now and I'm glad he does because I fucking hate her too. And, that they're singing this kumbaya bullshit and it's like, man, nigga don't want to be friends with y'all. Seriously? Seriously? Russell was like, you killed my Talbot. And I've let bygones be bygones. Eric was like, you killed my entire family. We're not even close to being even, but whatever. Never. Bible banging cunts. Yo, I was so fucking serious. This shit was on some epic acting type bullshit. I'm gonna give it to these motherfuckers. They can act. I'm gonna say that. Salome asked Eric and Bill to join them tonight for a fucking seance or whatever. Some type of ceremony that they're doing. And they really don't have a choice. So, they doing what they gotta do. But they're hoping for the best, obviously. So then we get to Alcide. I'm putting my chest out because I feel like, I don't know. Alcide looking like Rambo in a barn fighting with his second, who we've noticed that he started to fuck with. I don't know what her name is, but I so want her to be Janelyn. But I don't think that's who that is. I can't tell. But anyway, I don't ever remember them saying her name. That's what they don't do a lot. And then people are sitting up there talking about their name is this. And I'm like, when the fuck did they say their name? Like, just because you felt, like you wanted to Google it. I'm glad y'all be telling me, though. So if anybody knows this Spanish bitch name that is Alcide's second, let me know what her name is, because I don't know what her name is. But anyway, they're wrestling and fighting, and he just basically tells her that this dude's going to be doped up on V. I'm probably going to get my ass kicked. And she's like, so should we just stop? And they're kind of like having this, I want to fucking fight at the same time thing going on. So then Martha comes up, and everybody softens and dries the fuck up. Because Martha's face is like the pruniest vagina I've ever seen in my life. I'm so sorry. I can't help it. Oh my God. So she comes in and basically tells them that let me see what this dude's name is. So Martha comes in and says that she asked JD about what Alcide accused him of, which is being a fucking V addict, and he denied it. So she, being a dumbass broad, believes him and tells Alcide about how he was so good to her son and he deserves to be Packmaster. It is JD's turn to be Packmaster. And then the little wolf comes in and they both leave. And I'm looking at Alcide like, you better juice up and beat the fuck out, JD. You better. You better. You better. I can love you. I can love you. I can love you better than she can. Sitting here, wondering why you don't love me the way that I love you, and baby, have no fear. I'm sorry, y'all. I was listening to that today. So anyway, we get to Arlene, and she's watching the tape from her and Terry's wedding, and she's just all in her feelings. And Holly comes in and watches it with her, and she tells her, "Look, after all the things you've seen, do you really think that it's impossible for him to be telling the truth? Maybe it's not him being off his meds. And if that was the case, wouldn't you feel like shit for letting him go and not fighting for him if he was really under those circumstances?" So she basically tells Arlene, "Get your shit together, bitch, and go fight for your man." And Arlene says, "Well, goddamn, Holly." And I guess she gonna fight for Terry. I hope she do, because I think Terry deserves to be happy. And she definitely makes him happy. So I hope everything, works out for them soon. Who gonna treat you like I do? Huh? Huh? Nobody. Nobody. No, no, no. And Jason comes to her to talk to her and tells her, Sook, I know when our parents died. I know you never held it against me. You never made me feel like it was my fault. So I'm not gonna let you carry that. It wasn't your fault, Sook. I know you feel that way. Because they said, right, that there was a Band-Aid with Sooky's blood in the backseat of the car when her parents got killed, right? Fucked upness. So, of course, she's feeling a little in her feelings, feeling that maybe it was her fault that her parents were killed. But I don't think it was. I think that, what the fuck can you do in a situation like that? Vampires are going to find fairies wherever they are. You know what I mean? So, I don't think that Band-Aid situation would have happened. When somebody meant to die, they're going to die. Like, however it may be. If they're meant to die, they're going to die. That's just how I feel about that. But I like Jason for trying to be, man up and notice how she was probably feeling about the situation. So big ups to Jason. So then we get to Andy. And Andy shows up on the old sheriff's step asking him for help. And he's in there with some fat bitch in a bubble bath. And he's basically telling Andy, did I ever say it was okay to show up in my house and ask me for advice about how you were doing on this job? I really don't give a shit. I'm retired. And I want to be retired. So, let me be. And then he goes in the back with his fat bitch before his wife comes back in town. Don't you just love husbands? To Lafayette, who is going to Jesus Abuelo's house. Yeah. His grandfather. The one that has his head in his living room with the mouth sewn up. What the fuck is wrong with dude? I don't know. Anyway, so he gets there and he, is looking for this dude because he knows that he probably is the reason why Jesus is not at peace. So he goes there and he's looking around and he's peeping through doors. And then, of course, like we all knew it was going to happen, your boy shows up behind him with a fucking shotgun. And that bitch is still pregnant. Why is that bitch still pregnant at this point? Like, bitch, how long have you been pregnant? I know this has only been a couple of days, but I feel like this bitch has been pregnant for months. Anyway, so then we get to Sam, Luna, and Sookie at the hospital. And Sookie shows up, show Luna some love. And asks to talk to Sam. Sam is on edge because he is really upset about what the fuck is going on. Like, people are really killing shifters. And he's pissed off about it. And, he was just basically saying that no matter how, he tries to live his life in order to show people that, just because you're different doesn't mean something is wrong with you. He was like, sometimes he feels like he wished that he wasn't, but he is. And the situation is what it is. But in this, giving Sookie some wrong advice because it kind of made her feel like other people wanted to not be special as well. And I just want her to think about that for a second. All you're thinking about is not being human. You're not thinking about the fact that people are still going to think that you're fairy. Whatever. I'm going to get a Nutri-Grain bar. I'll be right back. Tara done turned into a fucking stripper. Work it. Work it. And her vampire mommy is looking very approvingly. And then her real mommy, in some fucking gloves and a floral dress, walks in to Fantasia to walk up to her daughter to tell her how she is disappointed in her and she can no longer have contact with her ever again in life. Tara says, bitch, I don't give a fuck. Why are you here? Get the fuck out. But it still hurt Tara, and you can see it all in her face. And Vampire Mommy saw this, peep game, and was like, what the fuck? Tara tells her, you won't be seeing me again. As she should have. And then this bitch gonna tell her, I'm not scared of you, child. I got Jesus at my back. Well, la-di-da. So then we get to the authority, and Russell, Nora, and Salome are standing at the foot of the door with the rest of the authority members surrounding the room where they have the blood of supposedly Lilith. They start to talk about, Salome says how she didn't agree with how Roman did things and that how he could turn his back on Lilith. And then she proceeds to tell everybody that Lilith has forgiven Russell Edgerton for the things that he's done. Really? Has she? How do you know? Did you talk to her? Because from what I understand, bitch, you still don't know if she exists. Whatever. So they tell everybody in the room that y'all about to drink from this Lilith blood. This is that real shit. This ain't no symbolic shit. This is that real shit. And we about to drink from this. And we gonna see what happened. And hopefully she'll present herself to us. So the tall white dude that's a vampire, I forgot his name too. Whatever. It don't even matter at this point. Because he walked up and spoke his piece. And before he could even get the rest of his words out, Russell chopped his fucking head off and was back standing there, like nothing had ever happened. Lilith, forgive me. And when this was done, the chick in the orange, the little Texas sounding chick, was like, fuck that. I'm down. Let's do it. So everybody will drink from the blood of Lilith. Why the fuck Steve Newland in that bitch talking about, I'm just so happy to be here. Then these motherfuckers look loaded as hell, and they are in the French Quarter. Where was I when this happened? Yeah, they probably were filming late one night. I'm not about to be out there. I don't be out there in the French Quarter like that. So they in the French Quarter, and they are loaded off their ass, and they are walking down the street like they on some acid trip on a real. And it's just like, wow, really? This is where we at? Like, Bill jumped on top of some dude's car. It was fucking crazy. And you could tell that shit is not looking up. So then Tara is in the office, and she is basically crying over what happened with her mom. And here comes Mama Vampire. Oh, yeah. Pam's gonna set it straight. Pam and Tara have a sentimental moment. And Pam just basically tells her, you won't even remember her in 100 years. I promise you that. And she touches Tara's arm, and Tara jumps up and hugs her. And Pam let her hug her for a second. She embraced her, and then she was like, okay, break's over. Time to get back on that pole. Like, when are y'all gonna fuck? Don't the makers and the children normally fuck? When are y'all gonna fuck? I want to see that. I'm sorry, but I do. Anyway, so then we get to Lafayette, who is, tied to a chair. The grandfather, abuelo, whatever, Jesus' grandfather has tied him up to a chair with all these candles lit, and he's basically sewed his fucking mouth shut, and it's disgusting because, Lafayette got them big ass soup coolers, so it just don't even look right to have his mouth sewn up like that. So the ritual that he's gonna do is to take Jesus's magic out of Lafayette, and he's gonna cut him open and let his bride-to-be eat his brain or some shit like that. And that's supposed to give the powers to his son that Maria is pregnant with. And he cuts into Lafayette's forehead, and the lips are grossing me. So he lays down her, he lays her down on the floor, and then as he goes to kill Lafayette, she comes out of nowhere and knocks him over the head and just starts stabbing him over and over and over and over again. She is angry. Then she spit on him and called him a pendejo. And Lafayette is looking like, bitch, what the fuck? And then we start to see how pretty Maria is. And then she goes over to him and she looks like she's going to kill him, but she starts to cut his mouth open. And it is disgusting. Like, oh my, ugh. Then we get to JD at this pack meeting where he's basically telling them that the end of the world is going to come. Said a vampire, which we know is Russell Edgington. And in order for them to get on Russell's side, they have to drink of his blood. And he basically presents this to his pack. And some of them follow. And there's some that feel like, you out your fucking mind. I'm not about to do that. So he offers it to Emma, to Luna's little girl. So Martha comes up in that bitch like, not my granddaughter. You lied to me. You know, I think she abjured him. And she was crying and she was like, come on, Emma. And she took Emma out of there and he sat there like a fucking asshole. And I'm just like, really? Whatever. So then we get to Hoyt and forever with these tight ass plaid shorts, Hoyt. Forever with these tight ass plaid shirts. You're killing me. So he hops on the back of this truck and they're about to go rape and pillage on some motherfuckers. They're about to go kill some people with Obama mask on. Thank you. So then we get to Sam. And Sam is in the hospital with Luna. And as he's being commanded to leave by that fat ass nurse, he smells something and he runs up on the dude and tackles him and starts beating the fuck out of the dude. And the dude said, you killed my, and Sam says, you killed my friend. And he was like, you killed mine. And he was like, because he fucking deserved it. And he did, because he killed Sam people first. You ignorant motherfuckers. Ugh. So yeah, Sam gonna tie into that ass. Believe that. Believe it. Believe it. Now I'm gonna ask you a question. Why is Cox Communications calling my phone when they should know that I have no phone or internet right now? It's amazing. So y'all so amped up. I'm getting tweets about the Love and Hip Hop, and y'all, this is Monday, so I'm so sorry that y'all won't be getting it today, and y'all gotta get it tomorrow. I'm sorry. If anything changes, y'all will know first. But yeah, this fucking sucks. So anyway, the next scene is some lily white rich people in a bar in a French Quarter, and you can obviously tell that everybody in the room has never had a bad day in their life. And this girl is up there singing karaoke to her man. And Russell Edgington comes on the stage and starts to sing. And then when the mom seemingly realizes who Russell Edgington is, all the other vampires come into the room. And they got kids in there and everything, y'all. And do you know, they ate everybody. I mean, all of them vampires. Newland, Nora, the black dude, the redhead bitch, everybody, Bill, Eric, they are about to chomp on some people. Fucked up, right? Another thing that pissed me off. Why are we doing this? Why? So anyway, whatever. So Terry and Patrick are in a tall field and basically saying how, they're ready for this fucking fire to come. So as they're talking, it creeps up behind them, and Terry is like ready to die. Terry ready to die. He left his family behind, and he ready to die for the cause. So he ready to just go to get it over with. And when the monster comes out and realizes that Terry is ready to die, he laughs at him and then leaves. And Terry is like, fuck this. And stop calling me your fucking private. You made me do something fucking horrible, and that is a fucking fire demon running behind me to kill me and my family. Fuck you. Thank you. That's how I felt too. And I mean, to poor Terry. That's all. I mean, just poor Terry. So Patrick apologizes. And he's like, man, for real though, at this point, your fucking apology don't mean shit to me. So Terry is about to blow his brains out. But Patrick says that, those kids wouldn't have wanted to know that this is how you went. So, he fights he basically fights for him. Well, he ain't fighting, but he was like, come on, man, please give me that gun. And as soon as he mentioned the kids, Terry gave up the gun. So Jessica is having her nightly feeding on some random ass dude, and Jason comes in, and Jason is starting to, talk to her about finding out that his parents were killed by a vampire. While he's having this conversation with her, Sookie is walking home and having all these flashbacks of her life and how, everything that has happened because she's a fairy. And, I mean, you can tell that she's about to try to lose her power. You can just tell. So she starts lighting up like a fucking Energizer bunny, just lighting shit up, lighting. I guess just trying to run her battery out, whatever. I hope it doesn't happen, or I hope something happens that keeps it from happening, whatever. But we get back to Jason, and as he's explaining this to her, you know, Jessica is trying to comfort him, and she kisses him, and she still has blood on her lips because she was feeding before he got there. And she was like, I'm sorry. I didn't know you were coming. He was like, who is it? I want to fucking know. So he chested up trying to find out who it was. And the dude comes up on the balcony. He was like, get the fuck out of here. And she was like, go in the room. And dude goes in the room, of course, because he's fucked up at this point. And Jason says something to Jessica that's like really horrible. I forgot what he said to her, but it pissed her off, so she bit him. And when she bit him, he shot her in the fucking head. And that was like epic. Like, damn, you shot Jessica in the head, homie. I mean, we know she gonna heal, but still, that was kind of rough. And the all her little surveillance people come out, and they make Jason leave. And I'm just, why, bruh? Why is this happening? Why is this happening? I just don't understand nothing that's going on. So when he comes outside, he sees the lights in the air, because Sookie and Bill stay real close to each other. So he runs to Sookie's house. And then we get back to that bar where the vampires have basically eaten and killed everybody in the bar. And then, out of nowhere, Godric, that's what the fuck I'm talking about. Well, hold up. They're all high on this vampire blood, and they think they see Lilith. She's not really there, but they're all high and they're rolling, so they think that she's actually materializing herself in the drops of blood that is, all over the place. So as this is happening and everybody is hallucinating because they're on this, the blood high, Godric comes in his ghost form and tells Eric, this isn't right. Your sister doesn't know. Save her. I'm like, man, fuck that hoe. You know what the fuck is going on. But why did the Lilith looking chick have bush? I was so glad she had bush, because I'm so tired of these fucking bitches on these shows not having no bush. But anyway, that was True Blood, episode 56. I hope you enjoyed this review. I love you guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Like, comment, and subscribe. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I'm so sorry this will probably be coming to you 2 days late, but I hope y'all enjoy it all the same. Hey, all my new subscribers. Hey, my ride or dies. Y'all know I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Holla at me on Twitter at BondiBlue, and I'll see y'all in the next video.